The Sikha we will be learning is look at the Sikhas, Chelik Chav Dalet, Parsha Shoftim, the second Sikha to Parsha Shoftim. Nordem Tzibur Parsha Seinu, Yachis Hashem Elokechas Again V'Geimer Yerishtem Geimer Zom Uistel Gimel Orim Biklot. After the Torah commands us in this week's Parsha, Parsha Shoftim, that after Hashem will destroy all the enemies, all the goyim, and you will inherit Eretz Yisrael, you have to separate, set aside three cities of refuge. And it's any Ritzeach, any murderer will run there, which means like this. In Eretz Yisrael, there were 6 cities of refuge. 3 were Ever HaYarden, this side of the Yarden, which is where the Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven lived, and then three on the other side of the Yarden. So together it's 6. The other side of the Yarden means when in Eretz Yisrael proper. And this is what the Pasuk says. When you will enter Eretz Yisrael and destroy all Goyim, you should establish 3 Oremiklot in Eretz Yisrael itself. And what's the purpose of Oremiklot? That if the person kills somebody, the shegeg unintentionally, he has to run to Oremiklot to protect himself. Otherwise, the Geil Adam, which means the next of kin, is able to kill him. And by running to Oremiklot, he saves himself. And that's why there's a din of Oremiklot in Eretz Yisrael, and there's a din of Oremiklot Ever HaYarden. So after the Torah tells us about having the Oremiklot in Eretz Yisrael, is the Pasuk Mamshich HaMesid. The Pasuk continues and says like this: Ve'im yarchiv Hashem Elokecha et gvucho, kasher nishbal avisecha. If, which not doesn't mean if, but when Hashem is going to broaden your borders, as He promised to your forefathers, and He will give you all of the land that He promised, because when He promised Avraham Avinu to give the land of the Goyim of that area of Canaan to his grandchildren, He promised the land of 10 nations. We only got the land of 7 nations. 3 weren't given yet. The time will come when we will get those 2. So the Pasuk says, when the time will come, your borders will be wider, and Hashem will give you everything He promised, and that Yisrael will be bigger. You should add another 3 cities, these 3 cities. That means that then you're going to have 9 cities of refuge. Steht in Sifri mit Yerushalmi, it says in Sifri and Yerushalmi, he brachte Rasha, Asar Rasha, and the Pasuk brings it, at the Tzibur by Tzikzak Tzman de Losudov. This commandment is concerning the time of the future. The Yidden will makum and the Eretz Knizi Keni Knizi Vikadmeini. Where Yidden will also receive the land of 3 more nations, the land of Keni Knizi Vikadmeini. And according to some, this means, according to most opinions, it means Amen, that land of Amen Meyev and Edeh, that we will get that. So far we didn't get it. We got Knani, Prisi, Achibi, Arusi, all these, that's 7 that we got. We will get these 3. So then we will have to add 3 more Oremiklot. Nazay Paskin, the Rambam, that's what the Rambam Paskin, Pemei HaMelech HaMashiach, it says in the time of the King Mashiach, Vesifim Sholosh Achedes Ha'elu HaShesh. We will add 3 more cities of refuge to these 6. And he says, V'heichem Mesifim, and where will they be added? The cities of Keni, Knizi V'Kadmeini, Shenichnas Avraham Avinu Bris Aleim, that Hashem made a covenant with Avraham even to the cities, but He didn't give us yet. When He will give us, a Mashiach will come and we'll get these cities too. We will have to add 3 cities of refuge. What's the purpose, as I said, of cities of refuge? If someone kills somebody, so in order to protect himself from the Geil Adam, from the next of kin, so you could run away here. And it seems like the purpose is, why should we have 3 more? Why are not enough of 6 there? Because we want that it shouldn't be too far, because we're trying to protect the one that killed, actually by mistake, as we see. We were trying to protect him. So if the cities are going to be far, far away, then it'll be more chance that the Geil Adam could get him and kill him. So you have to have in every area the Oremiklot. So you have 3 Oremiklot in Eretz Yisrael, 3 Oremiklot in Ever HaYarden, and then when we'll get Keni Knizi V'Kadmeini, we'll 3 Oremiklot there for the people who are there. So the Rebbe says, if you do the Shaila, you know the famous question, so was that man darf noch meisiv sein lassen, noch Oremiklot. Why would the question really, you see the word noch here is in parentheses. The question is really twofold. Number one, why will we need Bechal Oremiklot? As the Rebbe will explain the question. Certainly we will not need noch, we will need more than we had before. We know that there will be no murderers even amongst the Goyim. Mashiach will come. The Navi says, one nation will not pick up sword to the other nation. No one will kill each other. There will be no murderers. So we don't need Orei Mikla Bichlal. Certainly not more Orei Mikla. Even though Orei is not for somebody who killed intentionally, mainly. Mainly it's for someone who killed B'Shegeg. It does work for somebody who killed intentionally, that till the Besdin decides what to do with him, they take it to Orei. But mainly it's made to protect somebody who killed somebody by mistake. So what's the kasha? The kasha was no one is going to kill each other when Mashiach will come. Well, that means no one intentionally will kill somebody, but it might happen by mistake. So what's the question? If it happens by mistake, you have to protect yourself. But the Rebbe said it's also not going to happen. Even to kill somebody by mistake, unintentionally, is not shaykh in the future. And the Rebbe says it's not shaykh, hen mitzad hanerek, hen mitzad ha'herek. Looking at it from the perspective of the one that's killed, it's not shaykhis in the future that should happen. And also looking from the perspective of the one that killed, that it's not shaykhis. And this is how the Rebbe explains why it's not shaykh. First, he's going to explain how it's not shaykh instead the person who died. Those gufim was a mensch wird geharget. The fact that a person is killed by somebody by mistake is a beweis as im that proves that he deserves it. And he says, where do we see it? The Gemara explains the posik where it says that if somebody will kill somebody by mistake, the posik in mishpatim, and he didn't try to kill him. It wasn't intention. But the Lekimi the Eibishter made it happen. So the Gemara says, Rashi brings it, what does it mean the Eibishter makes it happen? When someone kills somebody by mistake, the Eibishter makes it happen. Why is the posik? Everything comes from the Eibishter. Why is the posik express the Eibishter makes it happen? So the Gemara explains like this: that these words, what's the posik talking about? The Shnei Bnei Adam talking about two people, both killed somebody. One person killed somebody by mistake, and one killed somebody b'mezid. Now, the one that killed somebody b'mezid really has to die. He killed somebody b'mezid, but the problem is ein edus. There's no witnesses, and we don't know. No one knows about it. He killed somebody, and he's free because no one knows about it. No one did anything. The other one, the one that killed somebody b'shegig, was supposed to run away to Orei Miklot, but again, no one knows. So he didn't run away to Orei Miklot. So the Eibishter makes Hakadosh Baruch mazminam. The Eibishter makes them all meet in one like hotel or things like that. Gives in a scenario. The one that killed the Mazid will be sitting on the floor, and not on the floor, but under a ladder. And the one that killed the Shegig will be going onto the ladder, down to the ladder. And he would fall. The Eibishter would make that he would fall off the ladder on top of that other person who killed the Mazid. And he'll kill the person who sitting on the bottom who had killed earlier somebody b'mezid. So the end will be the one that killed the Mazid intentionally has been killed now. He was on the bottom and he's killed by the other guy. Now that it's done in a pundik, it's not in a hotel, so everyone knows it's a public place. So the one that got killed, and the one that killed him, b'shegig, will now have to run to Orei Miklot because he killed somebody b'shegig in public when there are edus and people know. So it comes out here that the whole idea that somebody should get killed b'shegig is they get killed by somebody who killed him b'shegig because he killed b'mezid. He killed someone b'mezid, and no one knows. So he couldn't be judged, he couldn't be killed. So the Eibishter makes that somebody else should kill him. The Baal has lost love of it. Since in the future there will be nobody killing somebody, murdering somebody intentionally, that the so there's nobody who deserves to die. As a soldat you should have to be killed b'shegig. The only reason the Eibishter makes that somebody kills somebody else b'shegig because that person who's going to get killed really deserves to die because he killed somebody b'mezid. So even though the holy of Orei Miklot that you killed someone b'mezid, but lost of love that shouldn't happen because you only kill someone b'shegig because that person deserved to die because he killed somebody b'mezid. Lost of love, there will be nobody who will kill b'mezid, so there's nobody who deserves to be killed by somebody b'shegig. So the question is, why did you need Orei Miklot? Orei Miklot is for somebody who killed somebody b'shegig, but that whole thing scenario of killing somebody b'shegig is because there is another guy who deserves to die because he killed b'mezid. there won't be anybody killed by Mason. That's looking from the perspective of the person who got killed by the person who killed him b'shegeg. Now say looking from the person, the murderer, the person who killed him b'shegeg. So even that is a svara that we think about it, that this will not happen lost in love. When it says Yidua, we know, it says in Larizam, Teira Larizam, the Geras HaKedesh, at das Ebersein und Aveire b'shegeg kommt der Fund, was Modepes HaShaykh ist, that when a person is Eber and Aveire, doesn't Aveire by mistake, unintentionally, is because be'emes, he has some connection. Me'ein al-kaponim v'le'il similar to what we said before, only very similar. But me'ein, of what we said before, that this person who is going to kill somebody b'shegeg, why will he kill somebody b'shegeg? Because there's some connection. That he killed somebody b'shegeg, he killed somebody b'shegeg before he didn't go to Golos. That's what we said before. Since he killed somebody b'shegeg before and didn't go to Golos, so the Abisha makes him kill somebody b'shegeg again. So we see here an idea that you only happens to you because it's connected to you. The Abisha wants, it brings out what you really belong. You belong to run to Arimiklot, so that's why you killed somebody b'shegeg, because you're running to Arimiklot. So he's connected to the Merah Shebachet. That if you do something b'shegeg and there's something bad here that happens from the evil, must be that you have some connection to it, to that evil of the Aveire. Or the far kol shegeg and tzrichen kapora. That's what the thing is. That anybody doesn't have Aveire b'shegeg, he doesn't have to be forgiven. He didn't do anything wrong. No, he did. Because the fact that he did not have any Aveire b'shegeg shows you have some connection to it, some ra of that type of Aveire that's within you. That's why it made you happen. It made it happen. The truth is, in the order 15 says, the Rebbe says, this is the whole concept of kormachatas. When do you bring a kormachatas? We're doing an Aveire b'shegeg. That shows that there's something you need a kabbalah for. You need to be forgiven for. Because obviously there's something in you. If there would be nothing in you, why would there be kabbalah? Something by mistake happened. But that shows that you have a connection to it. And the Rebbe even goes into a shaila here. What happens if you did an Aveda that's only forbidden midrabanan? You still need a kapara. So he brings out there's a shaklavataya discussion. You still might need a kapara, even by the rabbanan, because that means that you have some shaykhs to it, and there's something in you that's connected to the Aveda. When he has lost it, in his battle, when the Rain fell, since in the future the Rad, evil in the world, will become nullified. But the Ramela Eichn cannot have such again an Aveda b'shegeg, so it's not possible. There's no place that you should do an Aveda b'shegeg, because the whole Aveda b'shegeg comes because you have a connection to that Ra. But lost it over, there will be no Ra. The Mela, you will not kill somebody b'shegeg. So from both perspectives, looking from the person who got killed, the only reason someone killed him b'shegeg is because he deserved it, or what he did b'mezid, and b'mezid certainly there won't be loss of love with anybody doing it. And from the perspective, the one that did it, since if you do it b'shegeg, it shows you have a shaykhs to it, loss of love, you will not have a shaykhs to Ra. So why would there be such a thing as you kill somebody b'shegeg? And therefore, if you don't kill somebody b'shegeg, what's the bottom line? There's no need for a miklot. So why will there be or a miklot loss of love? Not stam or a miklot. There will be even more or a miklot than we have now. Zayn and Dome Forshim was learning, was some Forshim, the Rebbe is right. Sranon that learn, Ados was Mavet lost love in Mafre Zayn, noch drei or a miklot is the reason why in the future we will have to separate point. 3 more cities of a miklot is Le Mitzvah. That's what he says. Le Mitzvah. It's a mitzvah. It's not because of anything that someone might do something wrong. The Eibusher wants you to have any mitzvah, even though there will be nobody who will deserve to run there. That's just a mitzvah. Or the Beloshna min Chaschinuch, or like the min Chaschinuch uses the expression. He says, Gzeres HaKosu. Gzeres comes, it's a decree of the Torah. A lot of things we have that no reason, Torah says so. And he even gives an explanation. This is all his Lashon. He says, from the logic, there will be no need for a mikvah in the future. There will only be peace and truth and good in the time of Melech, the one that we're hoping for that will come very soon. So why do we need a mikvah? The Torah gave a decree, to do this mitzvah. Why 9? Why more than before? The Torah wants, now there's 6, but there's a reason. But then the Torah has no reason for a mikvah. But the Torah I wanted, and I want 9. So Mela, the Akasha is answered. Akasha was, no one is going to kill anybody to have to run every week. It's not for that reason. It's because the Torah wants, the Eibishter wants, there should be a 9 or a mikvah. It's very hard to say that. But I mean, their parsha gufin, this parsha, Behemshech zum Tzivun in Yanchiv Hashem Elokecha as Gevulcha Gamer. Yisaptu l'chei shalosh shodim. In connection, continuation to this commanded that when Israel will be bigger, you shall add 3 more cities for a miklot. In connection to that, fear to is the posik. The posik continues and says, the Tam gives a reason. He says, make 9 or a miklot, and gives a reason why. And no clean blood, pure blood, should be spilled. In the land that Hashem will give you as an inheritance, no blood should be spilled, which simple shot means that the person who has to run to the mikvah should not get killed. If you don't have a mikvah, you might kill him. So in order that blood that's innocent, that's not guilty, should be spared, that's what we have. The pasuk says, and the Rebbe says in order 20, before he talks about these extra 3, he talks about the other mikvah. So it's hard to say that the pasuk that gives the reason it is to protect the person from getting killed only goes on something, not on what's written right before it, which is the 3 extra, but on one before. Because you could have said maybe it goes on the suki before. It says first you have to have 3 already put next. Then it says 3 extra in the future. Then it says don't spill blood. So you could learn it goes on the ones before. But that's a deichid. Why should you think so? Normally, if you read the pasuk stam, it says have 3 order miklot min Yisrael. Then it says 3 in the future, the extra 3 order miklot, and it continues. So you will protect that no blood will be spilled for no reason. So it comes out that even then, the Oremikl will be connected with somebody who killed somebody. And we're back to the question, but no one's going to kill anybody in Lost Love. So why would you need the Oremikl? Is a Faran, before not the Faran Meforshim was over, there are other Meforshim that say, it's the Shalom. As that say that for the Oremikl, Lost Love of Exain Orem, this month from Chilas Mesa Mashiach, that this need for Oremiklot will be only in the beginning of Mashiach's coming. Stemot is, then the Gemara says, Brochas, Ein bein elam azelem is a Mashiach, or Shibit Malchut is Bovad. That there's no difference between the way the world is now and the world will be in the time of Mashiach. The only difference is Shibit Malchut. Now we are under the rulership of the Goyim, under the jurisdiction of the Goyim, and then we will not be under the jurisdiction of the Goyim. That's all. But everything else will be the same. The later period of Yemei Mashiach, when the time will pass and Eden will become smarter and become better, so this portion give this teretz that this is only in the beginning when there will be no change. The whole kasha was that lost love, things will change and there'll be nobody that will kill. That's going to be later. But before that, there will be a period, Mashiach will come, and we will get that it's Yisrael bigger, we'll get more of it, we'll get Kenik Nizri, and the world will be the same. And it's possible for someone to kill. And that's why we need our Rebbe. But the Rebbe is going to explain why this is very hard. But first he says that if this comes out from here, if this is the Pshat and the Pasuk, this seems to prove clearly the shit of the Rambam that holds this idea that there will be no change in the world first when Mashiach will come. And I'll read it inside. But it comes out as for them so from this commandment that when Hashem will broaden your borders, Mashiach will come, and you will have to then add 3 more Aramiklot. And the reason is because then people will still kill. So this posik is a raya to the Deya Hanal and Shittas Rambam. Is a raya to that opinion that we said before, and the Rambam passes like that. As ein ben olam azel lemeisa Mashiach or Shibud Malchut is Bovad. There's no difference. Nothing's going to change from this world to the world to come. Mashiach will come. The only thing is we won't be under the goy. Bischilas Smana Mashiach al Kapon. At least the Rambam, the Rebbe learned that even though the Rambam says there'll be no change, that's only the beginning of the Mashiach. Later on, it will change. The Rebbe explains in the he says in order 23, but Akaponim, there will be a period for sure in the beginning. There will be no change, and it will be already after coming of Mashiach. The Rambam is Meirach. The Rambam goes into that length and he says like this: don't think that when Mashiach will come, there will be a change in the nature, in the meaning, in the custom, meaning in the nature of the world. or there'll be any renewal, any new type of thing in the creation of the world. The world is going to continue the way it's now. So according to the Rambam, it fits to the Pasuk. The Pasuk says that there will be, when Mashiach will come, there will still be a need for a mikvah because people will still be possible to kill somebody. Why? That fits. That there will be no change in the world. Be able to kill somebody, shegeg, etc. Now, according to this, comes out that the Pasuk is a clear ayah to the Rambam. Because the Pasuk says this. Mashiach will come and will need Orei Miklot. And the Mefarshim say that we'll need it because somebody might kill somebody. Shege. That proves clearly from the Pasuk, from that siman, from that commandment, that there will be definitely a period when after Mashiach there will be no change in the world. And the Rabbi even backs it up. This will also explain a certain Diyuk Rambam. Not the Rambam read the Mashiach. The Seder of the Rambam was on. This is the end of Hilchos Malachim. The Rambam first speaks about the emunah that we have to have, the trust, the belief that we have Mashiach will come. And the Rambam says, as kol mishay nemamin bei, anybody who doesn't believe in him or doesn't wait for him, Leib b'shar neviim bilvad kefer. It's not only he denies in the words of the other neviim, because in the neviim we find plenty places where it says Mashiach will come. And if you don't believe it, you're denying them what they said. But it's more than that. You're also denying the Torah and Meish Rabbeinu, denying in the Torah and Chumash and Meish Rabbeinu. Because in Torah, formation written by Meish Rabbeinu, we see Mashiach will come. Where do we see in the Torah Mashiach will come? So he brings Torah Hidol of Shnema. First, he brings one ayah from one pasuk. Then the Rambam brings another ayah from Parshas Bilam Nemar. From the Vu of Bilam, we also see that, which is part of Chumash, part of Torah. But the Ikeh was engaged to the Sichi is, even after he says that, the Mamshich continues and brings noch a raya. Then in a separate halacha, the Rambam brings another raya that from Chumash Mashiach will come. Where do we see it? And he brings Orei Miklot. The Rambam says like this: Orei Miklot by Orei Miklot. It says, Hashem will broaden your borders, widen, make your border. In other words, you'll get the extra 3. He quotes this pasuk, he will add 3 more cities. And then the Rambam says, it's never happened yet. But like David wouldn't make a command, and nothing happens. That must be, from here we see, it must be that there will be a time we'll get that to throw back. Okay, that's what the Rambam says. The Chura is not moving. Not understood. Why is this raya in a separate halacha? The Rambam makes 3 rayas from Chumash Mashiach will come. One is from Hashem will bring you back, but that's the pasuk in the Sovim, and then he brings the raya from the second din from Parshas Bilam, and those 2 are the same halacha, and then that's a separate halacha, and the third raya, the raya from the fact that there's a din that in the future we'll have to have another Mikvah when we will get Eretz Yisrael back and have a bigger Eretz Yisrael. But why is that a separate raya? All 3 rayas should be together in the same halacha. Why is it separate halacha? But based on what we said before, we could say that the meat will the Rambam based on this, the Rambam wants to make a hint. That was in order 32 that in the Sichas Chelik the Rebbe gave a different pshat, simple pshat, the way you're supposed to learn pshat in the Rambam to answer this question, why this raya is separate halacha. But now we can say another pshat, that by the Rambam doing this, he hints at the raya from Orei Miklot that sitzt sich nicht nur to them was sagt in der halacha shlifni said. The to tell us that the raya the Rambam is trying to do is bringing a raya not only for what he said before. Normally, you learn pshat. The Rambam said Mashiach is coming. That's for sure. He was back at Yisrael, and for that he has 3 rayas. 2 rayas, and the third raya is a raya from Orei Miklot. We'll get it back. So normally you would learn that this is a raya for what he said before. The Rambam, by writing it in a separate halacha, wants to put it between what he said before and what he's going to say later, because really this is a raya to what he says later also. This raya fits to what he's going to say in the next halacha. What does it say in the next halacha? Rambam says, you should not think don't think that the Mashiach will have to make all kinds of miracles and make all kinds of new things in the world. Have the resurrection of the dead, to create things like that. Rabbi Akiva says it's not like that. We see Rabbi Akiva thought Ben Kuziv is Mashiach, bring the Raya from Kuziv, Ben Kuziv Bakoch is Mashiach, and Bakoch didn't do any, make any changes in the world. And if Mashiach has to make changes, then you know for sure Bakoch was Mashiach. The Rambam realized Mashiach is not Mashiach, Ben Kuziv is not Mashiach, same person. It's for different reasons. But L'chura, he should have done this. Is a Raya that Rambam brings that that's not the job of Mashiach. He's not going to make tricks and make any miracles which will show changes in the creation of the world. So that's written right after the Rambam brings that ayah from the Torah that Mashiach will come from Torah Mitzvot. So it's possible that the Rambam so we want to say, the Rebbe wants to say that the Rambam bringing the ayah from Torah Mitzvot goes on what he said before and also on what he says later. I'll explain how it is. Is eich of them that the Raya from Miklo is also on this as a technizayn kechilish dover beilon, that there's nothing new in the world. Is do I choche from the tzibutz and meistens on their own miklo. Another Raya to it is the fact that David just said we should have another miklo in the future. But learn to tells us, teaches us as Abraham said Mashiach, but I never give another egg, even time Mashiach the world be regular, because otherwise there's no one will kill. We don't need that anymore. And according to the Pshat, the whole reason of our miklo is because there'll be a time when people might still after Mashiach kill each other. So there's a raya to that. The raya is from the Mikvah. Is moving. If we see that there will be need for order mikvah, people will still kill each other, which means the world will stay. That's going to be a proof that we understand that need dos is in Yom Mashiach. That's not what Mashiach's job is. Need dos is the pina there is Mashiach. That would not be test is Mashiach. So it comes like this. First the Rambam tells us Mashiach is coming. We have rayas. Then the Rambam brings the raya from order mikvah is a separate. Then he says Mashiach will not have to make any tricks and not have to change the world. And we understand why will Mashiach not have to change the world? Because that's not what's going to happen then. So the middle one, the middle halacha is a raya for both. It's a raya from the Torah Mashiach will come. But from Mori Mikl, there's also a raya to the next halacha that there will be no change in the world. And that's why Mashiach will not have to make any changes in the world. So according to the Pshat, that the reason we will need Mori Mikl to Mashiach will come because people will still kill each other is a raya to the Shittas Rambam. And that's good teres. That's why we will need Orei Mikla. But the problem is that it's hard to say that Rambam means this. Es ist aber schwer, als zu lernen der Rambam, it's hard to say Pshat in Rambam. Der Rambam meint zu sagen, dass der ist Sofis Orei Mikla, ist a raya mochachas ha-melech and shit akid machen kereis, meish mechang dobe be'elam. If the Rambam would take mean what we just said, that from the din of Orei Mikla to Losid Love is a proof that Melech HaMashiach does not have to make any changes in the world, any miracles of change in the world. She would have said it very clearly. Then he would have, if this would, the Rambam would mean he has a clear raya from a posting in the Torah that there will be a period of no change even after Mashiach. What the raya was brings from because if it's from the Rosh Hashanah. What raya does the Rambam bring to that? From them something the Chachamim told us about Ben Kuziva. The Makiva it was Mashiach, etc., etc. But here you have a better raya. The raya from a posting that we will still need the order Mikvah to lost it love it. So the fact that the Rambam doesn't make it very clear, the Rambam would mean it, he would make that as the raya to what he says that Mashiach doesn't have to do tricks, doesn't have to change the world, because that's not the union of Mashiach. That would be the raya. Nochmer goes further. From the signal the Rambam hates on the halacha, from the way the Rambam starts, the next halacha, we have three halachas. One halacha with the first two rayas that Mashiach will come. Now halacha number 2, the base, is the raya from Mordin Miklot. Halacha Gimel, the third halacha is that Mashiach does not have to make any changes in the world, fitting to what the Rambam says that there will be no change in the world, so that's not in the Mashiach. So if you look at the signal, the way the Rambam writes these three halachas, it's not so simple. Because when the Rambam starts the third halacha, that Mashiach doesn't have to make any shinuyim, any changes in the world, which is said right after halacha Beis, which says that there will be Orei Miklot in the future. So the Rambam says like this. He starts off halacha Gimel, the al yalal daitacho. Don't think Melech HaMashiach that Melech HaMashiach has to do miracles, make changes in the world. So he starts off with the words, don't think. And he doesn't start off just with the fact. He could have started off. Part of what he's telling us, the facts. The fact is Mashiach will not have to do that. Is mashmeh, from here it comes out. Since he starts off by saying, you might think, is mashmeh as eich noch der halacha beis. That even after we have the halacha beis, that he brought that Orei Miklot will be there in the future. That there's still a possibility to think and make miracles. Norman is a Shayla, Rabbi Akiva, we know it's not true because Rabbi Akiva thought if from the second halacha, bringing the din of Orah Miklat, it's already a proof that Mashiach doesn't have to do any miracles, well, how could the Rambam say after he brings the din of Orah Miklat? He starts off, and you might think that Mashiach has to do miracles to change the world. If the whole raya that he won't have to do it is from Orah Miklat. We just finished Orah Miklat. Is mashma that from Orah Miklat is not a raya. It's Orah Miklat is not a raya that in the time of Mashiach there will still be the same world, and the Mashiach doesn't have to do any miracles. Das heißt, as von dem Zibul heißt, Orah Miklat lost love is kein raya nicht an Mashiach, but mit Art und Weise it must be that from the fact that you have to have extra Orah Miklat lost love is not a proof at all that Mashiach does not have to do miracles and change the world because the world will not change. So it must be, if we say it's no raya, so it's obvious that this is not the pshat. It's not the pshat that the Orah Miklat that will be lost is because people might kill. Because if that will be the pshat, then there's a clear raya here from this fact that there is Orah Miklat that there will be no change in the world because people will kill. But if you're going to learn that the reason for Orah Miklat is not because of that, and obviously there is no raya, there's a reason for Orah Miklat. Other reasons that we'll see soon. Other reason for Orah Miklat. And that's why even after you have the raya from Orah Miklat, the Rambam could come with still. You might think Mashiach has to make changes because you have no proof he doesn't make changes yet. You might think. But if you learn like the Mefarshim, the whole purpose of Orah Miklat lost love is because people might kill. That's a raya. So that's a proof against what the Mefarshim say. He's moving. As is echt kein nicht von dem, as es ist nicht danke Shin und habe Shleilam. Since the Rambam doesn't bring it for that this is a raya that Mashiach doesn't have to change it, so it's automatically no raya that there will be no changes in the world. So why is it no raya? Obviously because this fact it's Orah Miklat is not because people might kill, so it's no raya. So the question is back, if it's not that pshat, so what is the reason we will need Orah Miklat? So normally to say that the reason is because people might kill, we said before, is no reason. So there was a pshat, maybe it's Exeres HaKos. But the Rebbe showed from the Psukim that it seems that it's not. It is because we're afraid people will kill. The second pshat that this is only going to go in the beginning of the time of Mashiach, and then people will still kill. That and Orah Miklat is for that reason. Also is not what he said, because if that would be the reason, then that the Rambam would use this as a raya that the world will not change. Because there will be Orah Miklat, and that is because people will kill them. Must be that's not because people will kill them. So then what is the reason why we know them? The Shleimer, the beer, and them, the pshat is like this. When they suffer Orah Miklat, lost it, as them will design it. Yeah, true. The fact that we have to have extra Orah Miklat when Mashiach will come is no raya that the world is going to continue. And that's what the Rambam doesn't use. But why will we need it? Weil die Orah Miklat will sein, it's going to be used for somebody who killed somebody b'shegeg now, before Mashiach. Now, it doesn't mean probably that all the people get up to Tchias HaMesim all these years, thousands of years, and maybe and many of them killed somebody b'shegeg will have to go, because that's already when they'll be Tchias HaMesim. So it's not talking about Tchias HaMesim. There are people alive in the world. Chas v'sholom did something like this before Mashiach came, and then Mashiach comes. Mashiach comes. Now there's Orah Miklat. Now they have to run to Orah Miklat. So we need Orah Miklat. So that's what we need. And Zayndik Demelt in the Arotzes Kenik Nizvikatmeni, and some of these people might be in those places Kenik Nizvikatmeni, that they're from Gedel Zayn and Orah Miklat. So these people will have to go to Orah Miklat. So it's for a time later. We find by a chatas. The person, the Mechal Shabbos, the B'shegeg, that's bring a korban chatas. Nowadays we don't have Beis Hamikdash. So the Gemara tells us, as Rabbi Shmuel, because Rabbi Shmuel once did it by mistake, so he wrote down in his Pinkus, in his book, as Keshiyabon Beis Hamikdash, Ovid Chatas Shmini. Beis Hamikdash will be built, and I will bring a chatas, a fat chatas. So you will have to bring a chatas then. So the same thing here. If anybody killed somebody b'shegeg now, and he's around, and he's going to be living in Eretz Keinik Nizivik Admeini, will want or a miklot there because he'll have to run there. In order 38, the Rebbe says that Bifrat Lahadeish and Edim Amen Ameyo, according to the opinion that these three are Edim and Amen Ameyo, Shegam Lifne Bias HaMashiach Mitzoyim Sham Yehudim. There are Yidden actually now that live there in these areas. The Mela could be a Yid who's chayiv to run. And in order 39, the Rebbe adds, now there is an opinion, the Ritva, the Ritva, that you have to have a Kohen Gadol in order to run Torah Miklot. We don't have a Kohen Gadol. So the Rebbe says that if there's a possibility for a Kohen Gadol, what does it mean? It could have had a Kohen Gadol, but it didn't manage. Old Kohen Gadol died. The new Kohen Gadol wasn't appointed yet. So at that time, then there's no Torah Miklot. But if there's no possibility of a Kohen Gadol, then you don't need that. But nowadays, the people who killed somebody b'shegig now, when Oreh Miklot will come back, when Mashiach will come, so they'll have to run to Oreh Miklot. So that's why we have to have Oreh Miklot here. That the Dafen Gela is in the Ir Miklot. And the whole purpose is, but there are still 6 Oreh Miklots in Eretz Yisrael. But the whole purpose is, why do we need so many Oreh Miklot? Not because there's 3 cities would not be enough for so many people, so many Ratzke. Because we want to make it should be easy for him to run. It should be close. So you should always have another Ir Mikvah close. So if somebody is in one of these places, Mashiach comes, so he'll have to run to Oreh Miklot. And if you don't add 3 more Oreh Miklot, that means he'll have to run far into Eretz Yisrael. So David just said, no, I want it to be easy for him to find Oreh Miklot, come there very fast. So you should make another 3 Oreh Miklot in these places. So this is all made for people who nowadays might have killed somebody b'shegig. Now, when the Geba, the quotes from Rabbi Shmuel. So the Rebbe says there is an opinion that says that this whole thing of when Mashiach comes is here. That not everybody has to do this. Rabbi Shmuel did it. Rabbi Shmuel decided to do it, but not every person who is able to navigate b'shegig Shabbos has to bring a korban chatas and Mashiach will come. Rabbi Shmuel wrote it down, but not everybody. So maybe here too, maybe whatever anyone has killed somebody b'shegig now does not have to run to the Mikvah. The Mashiach will come. So the Rebbe says that that's only by Naveda, but by Golas there's a kapora there. It's like a korban. It's not only. I'm sorry. It's not only like a korban, like a kapora. It's also a punishment. So you can't say that he won't be chayiv. By a korban chat, it's only a kapora. So now that did aveda, and there was no korban, so you don't need a kapora chatas. But in the golas, the pashtat, you will have to go to golas. Even though when you killed the person, there was no golas yet, no rebbe, but you'll have to go to rebbe. And then the Rebbe continues. And even though the reason why you have to put away so many Oreh Miklot is to prepare the way for people, and that's why you have a lot. And the reason for them is, why do you have to have a lot? Is 10 years of Geil Adam, the Pasuk says, because the Geil Adam, the next of kin, will run after the Ritzeach. And the reason they'll run after him, his heart will be warmed up, he'll be excited. The Siga, he might catch him. If there's a long way to go, he might catch him. You call Nefesh and will kill him. That's what we do. So many Oreh Miklot be closer. Because they aren't playing for them Geil Adam, to run away from Geil Adam. On the far, now if you learn, that's the pshat. That the reason is you need Oreh Miklot because you have to be able to run faster and get closer to the Oreh Miklot because he might kill you. And the farim yarchiv Hashem ekechad. That's like I said before. That's why you have a bigger Eretz Yisrael. Yasaf l'chei you need 3 more cities in the place closer. As eich demol zayin the Oreh Miklot amokim atzolov and Gilam. But it comes out from here that even after Mashiach will come, the reason for Oreh Miklot is, as we said, for people who killed someone b'shegig. But the pasuk says the reason is because the person, the Geil Adam, which is the next of kin, might kill you. And why would he kill you? Because he'd be very angry at you. You killed his relative, will be angry at him. So we need a special place to protect the Ritzeach from the Geil Adam, because the Chem to love it. Now, if that's the reason, so even if somebody killed somebody b'shegig now, and Mashiach comes, why would you need Oreh Miklot there? The whole reason is to protect you from the guy who will be very excited and want to take revenge for what happened to his relative. Is the shaykh of revenge when the Mashiach will come? There's no such thing as he should want to take revenge. The answer is no, it's not a kasha. It says in Sifri, that it's not only that he's allowed to, the Geil Adam has a mitzvah to chase. The Baal says a mitzvah is moving that is shaykh losit love. Since it's a mitzvah to chase, so it will happen losit love also. But when Mashiach will come, he has a mitzvah, the Geil Adam, so he will chase. Geil Adam signs Ori Miklat, takes on place with the Geil Adam, so you need the Ori Miklat in order to run away from the Geil Adam. And it's all from word from the Sifri. So the Rebbe explains himself when he said the Sifri says it's a mitzvah. It's not so partial. The Mishnah is in the Mishnah it says that mitzvah yagel adam hagen them netzeach nor in the fall from the netzeach jot chutz l'tchumei or the miklo the motzegel adam. The Mishnah says that when is this din? As the Geil Adam has a mitzvah to kill him, if he was already not a miklot, we tell him stay there, don't go out. The moment he goes out, the Geil Adam could kill him. If he goes out, that's what the Mishnah says. That's when there is a din the Geil Adam could kill him. Aber nicht when er halt erstmal not late not when you're first running to the mikvah. If you're first running to the mikvah, the Mishnah holds that there's no mitzvah to kill him. You're allowed to kill him, but no mitzvah. If he goes already to the mikvah and then leaves, goes out of it, then there's a mitzvah. So here it comes out. We said the whole reason why even lost it love it. We're afraid he'll kill because the Geil Adam will have a mitzvah, has a mitzvah. But according to that's only according to Sifri. But according to the Mishnah, it doesn't seem he has a mitzvah. To run to the mikvah, there is no mitzvah. The Rabbi says, doesn't matter. In order not to make a machlekes between the Mishnah and the Sifri, you could say, and there's a klal always, in order to avoid machlekes, you could say any teretz, even if it's not such a good teretz, you could say, as eichle der day, even according to this day of the Mishnah. Meint es nicht, dass darf gedämmert lachen, wie sei rein, in der Mikvah ist von dort nach Ruiz, gut, und wird dann das Chadish Mitzvah von Geil Adam. The Mishnah doesn't mean that this mitzvah of the Geil Adam having to kill him only starts after he went to the mikvah and he left it, then start this mitzvah. Till then, there was no such mitzvah. If you say that, then it's a real open machlekes between the Sifri and the Mishnah. The Mishnah holds that there's no mitzvah to Geil Adam to kill him before, and the Sifri says it is a mitzvah. But the Rebbe says it's not like that. It doesn't mean that according to the Mishnah it's not a mitzvah, but it means. So it doesn't mean that it's a new thing that happened according to the Mishnah. When he goes into the mikvah, you have to, there's a mitzvah. But before he even came to the mikvah, he's an Isra from Geil Adam to hargen and them then, according to the Mishnah, it's not that he's not allowed to. I said before he's allowed to. According to the Mishnah, he only has a mitzvah to do it after he comes there and he goes out. But he's not allowed to kill him, just like Punkti and another man. He can't kill another person. So if you'd learn like that the mitzvah only starts from when he comes in and leaves, but he runs his own mitzvah. So then there's open machlekes between Sifri and the Mishnah, but we could say it's not like that. In order not to make a machlekes, you could say, nor as eichel das, deyazuz mechatchile noch farden mitzvah learn mikol shem do mitzvah. Like Ben is even the Mishnah holds that as soon as the guy kills somebody and he starts running before he even runs to the mikol, there's already a mitzvah. The Alderech Neshita Sasefri, like the Sefri says, is a mitzvah from Geil Adam to make him to take a revenge for the fact that his relative died. So what does the Mishnah mean that it only starts when he's there already and he goes out? Yes, and the Torah give them Heilig Nefesh B'Shgoga B'Yagonah F'Nimikot. But since the Torah gave the protection of the Oremikot to the one that killed, wird mit dem Bavorden, das Kolzmann, der Zeich ist noch nicht umgekommen, wie mit Lotte, ist Arita Aviale. So it makes it so that till he didn't get to the ear mikvah, the Torah gave him ear mikvah. Why the Torah wants to protect him? So till he gets to that protection, there's something holding back from the mitzvah to take place. It's called Ariyah Deravil. Ariyah is an expression. Something is there, but I can't get it. Not because I'm not allowed to, because there's a lion laying over it. I can't get it. It's an expression. It's not because he be'etzem has no mitzvah to kill her. The mitzvah that's killed is right away. But we see the Torah said, let him go to the mikvah. The Torah wants to protect him. So the Torah wants to protect him. The Torah like says, hold back that mitzvah. So it's Ariyah V'Yelei of them Geil Adam, and they can't even kind of mitzvahs. He can't do the mitzvah. But be'etzem, even according to the Mishnah, the mitzvah of the Geil Adam starts right away. So right away there's a mitzvah of Yin Mikvot. A mitzvah, I mean, not a mitzvah. A mitzvah of the Geil Adam killing the Ritzayah. And that mitzvah is there. Mashiach will come. There are people who are still alive and are living in these places who killed some of the B'Shegeg. Now that now that the Mashiach came, so now there's a possibility of our mikvot. Now there's a mitzvah to make our mikvot because he has a mitzvah to kill him. And the mitzvah starts even from the beginning, from running away, even according to the Mishnah, even though physically he can't kill him. So Mela, that answers the Shaila. Why do we need the mitzvah or the mitzvah Lasiglove? Partially because there will be people who, before Mashiach came, who killed somebody with B'Shegeg, and Mashiach comes, they have to go to our mitzvah. And why do we need extra? Because we should be close to them. Because there's a mitzvah b'etzem of having to get killed. The Rama Paskin, the Rama says, I said, Nora Reshut B'Yad Geil Adam Horge. The Rama B'chal doesn't Paskin this whole idea that there's a mitzvah on the Geil Adam to kill him. The Rambam says, Reshut B'Yad Geil Adam. If he was in there inside the mikvah and then he walked out of the borders, the Mezid, then the Geil Adam is allowed to kill him. Even then, the Geil Adam is allowed to kill him. Not like we said before. It says in the Mishnah, the opinion, and it says in Sifri that it's a mitzvah. It's not even a mitzvah. Even according to him, as even according to the Rambam, that Mashiach will come, the world will be the same. So there could be, he says the world is the same, people might kill somebody. But the whole reason we said we're afraid is that Yecham Levove means that he'll get excited. He'll want to take revenge. That's the reason why you're allowed to do it. But if he kumt over them, how is it possible there should be Yecham Levove? The whole Geil Adam is only because he wants to take revenge. But there won't be any revenge. The Rambam says that the Asiyas Maran at that time Mashiach will come. That's even the beginning, the first period. But there will be no change in the world, but there will be some changes, but not a change in the nature. Le Yesham Rov, Le Muhammad won't be hunger, won't be war, but Le Kina Vadachas, there won't be any jealousy, there will be no competition. The whole world will be involved, occupied with knowing Hashem, so to speak. Now, matzah for the Kina Vadachas, when there's a situation, when there's no jealousy, no competition, Hashem Bilvad, the only thing you're doing is knowing Hashem. How's it possible that one person should be able to kill somebody who doesn't deserve to die because he killed B'Shegeg? Because so how could you say that when Mashiach will come, they will be there for people who killed now, but the Geil Adam is going to try to kill him after Mashiach comes? But he already, or a Mikkel, they want to kill him. And why will they want to kill him? The really doesn't deserve to die, but because the Torah allowed him to get revenge. But there will be no revenge then. So there's no need for Dara Miklo. Now, if you hold mitzvah, you can understand. It's a mitzvah. But if you hold it's not a mitzvah, it's only a reshus, you're allowed to. That means if the person doesn't care, he will not kill him. It doesn't have to. It's according to the mitzvah, you have to kill him if he's out of Dara Miklo. But if it's a reshus, you don't have to. So why would someone kill him? So he wants to take revenge. And he's allowed to. Let's say he's allowed to take revenge. But there will be no mitzvahs of revenge. There will be no mitzvahs of jealousy. You can't answer the churi. You could say like this: that the reason there will be all the mikvah then is not to protect the one that killed from the Geil Adam. Maybe talking not from the Geil Adam won't want to kill him because he doesn't have jealousy. Nor al sakapora for the maybe it's for his guy to forgive the murderer, to forgive the murderer B'Shegeg for his avera. While in Yonaf, Noremiklo, this mitzvah is about Salam because being in Noremiklo is not only in order to protect and to save, but it's also to forgive for the avera. So maybe that's the reason. So Taka, no one's going to want to kill him. There will be no jealousy, but he needs a kapora, so he has to go to Noremiklo. When the Posuk the Posuk says the hemshech to having Noremiklo, that this will help, that there will be not blood spilled, innocent blood. After it says make the extra fee, it says so no blood, clean blood, pure blood will be spilled, and that's talking about the three. It will be when Mashiach will come. So you can't say that the only reason why we'll have our mikvah is only that he should be there and he should be forgiven for his aved. It's also to protect him from the Geil Adam, but lost it over. There's no need for protection because there's no need for he will not chase it because there will be no revenge. Besides that, if you will say that the only reason we need Ora Mikra Losid Lov is so this Heilig Nefesh should have a kapora. So there's no problem. Why do we need all these Ora Miklots? So it shouldn't be too far for him to run. But since when Losid Love, it's only there for the kapora, but we're not afraid that the Gil Adam will do it. So who cares if it's far? So it'll take him longer to run. You don't need new Aramiklot in these three places. There are other 6. 3 in Eretz Yisrael, I from here, it'll take longer to go. So if the reason is because you want to protect him from Gil Adam, so it has to be close. So you have to have, in his area, you have to have Aramiklot. But if that's not a problem, we're not afraid that will happen. Well, what might happen? He'll have to go far. Let him go far. Nothing's going to happen to him. The whole reason is only for him that he should have a place to get a kapora from. So one kasha the Rebbe asked, when the pasuk is mashma that even losid lavi, that to be oremiklut losid lavi is in order to protect from the Geil Adam. And besides that, if it's so, he's not only because of kapora for the person, and another eye, it's not only for the kapora, because it'd be only for kapora, you wouldn't need these 3 b'chal. You have enough 6 over there. The only problem is it's far. But if he's not afraid that he'll kill him, it's only for a kapora for him. Let him go far. The time is but if we're going to say that the reason is also so he should be protected from the Geil Adam, is moved for us of home. We understand why we need the extra cities, the extra miklat in these cities. Shoma is negeya only because when he runs, we have to make sure it's not far. It's not a long road. But that's only if the purpose is also protection. So obviously the person is also protection from the Geil Adam. The question is, if it's also for protection, why do we need to protect from the Geil Adam when the Geil Adam will not have any jealousy to want to do it? The Shleimer Rabbi is a Rebbe says a pshat. The halacha from Geil Adam at all protein is nit anin from libertated yes. It's not like we think that just like we find the Rebbe says in the order 59 by Eishes Ifastei, it says if you go to war, you see a Goyish woman, a beautiful woman, you want to take her, so the Torah give all kinds of conditions how you want to take her. And Rasha says, why did the Eibush do? Remember, the Eibush doesn't want to take, but he knows the Yitzhahara will get the better of you. So you know what he said, gave in. So one time, whatever the Torah gives all kinds of conditions, you're able to do it. Here, it's not like that. You would think the same thing is here, that since the person has the Yitzhahara, and the person could get jealous, so he might kill him. So the Torah gave protection. That's the whole idea from protecting from the Geil Adam. So the Geil Adam, it's basically like a neked Yitzhahara, since he's going to do something he shouldn't be doing, but he might do it. So therefore, Yitzhahara might convince you and might get you excited and get your heart hot, so to speak, become a hothead, and you want to kill him. The father Torah, but let's break it, give him a shus, so that I think it's target him. So the Torah had no choice, gave you a right to kill him, or even said a mitzvah to kill him. But it's all because there's no choice. He will do it. He will on his own get excited, and he will want to kill, take revenge. Or maybe and it makes sense that that should be the pshat. The pshat is because the Yitzhahara will get a better review, or you might want to kill him. So Torah says we can't help it, do it. But maybe because the person that's killed somebody is not chayv, is wie shaykh to sagen that the Geil Adam mit dem Schutten targeten. So how does the Geil Adam have a right to kill him? He's not chayv misa. The Kol Ashkenaz is a mitzvah from Geil Adam. So the Rebbe wants to say, I sang it a little bit, not the way that it was written. I'll re-say it. In other words, the Rebbe wants to say it's not because less breda you Torah and the Eibush understood you have a Yitzhahara, you want to have revenge, but maybe the Eibush gave the din of Geil Adam. It's not like that. Because why would the Eibush allow, because you might, the less brave have no choice, allow you to kill somebody who doesn't deserve to die? Because if you learn that way, that it's only because a person might do it, it means he'll kill some person, will get excited and want to take revenge from his relative and kill somebody who doesn't deserve to die. How could that be? How could the Torah allow that? So the Rebbe wants to say it's not that. It's not, if he's not Chayv Misa, the Torah wouldn't allow that. Must be Nor does it anhogim yekora al Torah mitzvah. It's anhogim. Yes, the Torah allows it, which means the Torah allows it. You guys know it's 60 being zaraya, but the Torah allows it, or the Torah gives it a mitzvah. That what? That there's a way to kill a person, and what the Rebbe is going to say here is that this is a proof. The fact that the Torah gives a right to the Geil Adam, the proof that this person who did it is chayiv misa, and he explains why. There are times when Bezdin is like obligated to kill somebody. So there are sometimes when this is Eidim Hasra. Sometimes in order to kill him, you have to have Eidim that warned him not to kill or do whatever, and warn and they testified and they warn all the din you have. It's the only way you can kill somebody. Sometimes when they say a person deserves to die by Hashem's hand. That's also chiv misa, but it's the shemayim. My heilig nefesh bishgogo. If you kill somebody b'sheket, v'val das durchim is gehalten geworden nefesh. So since through him a yid was killed, but Torah das ibri given to them as reliation. So he is chayiv misa, but with a different condition, not given to Bezdin, but given to somebody who's the next of kin. Royal Yesha is the lashon that the Rambam says. Kabegel Adam who killed the Mezid. Royal Yesha means the person who's the closest one that could inherit from him. He's the closest. Let's say the next of kin. Says a shaychas to him. There's a connection. So the Torah gave this din misa. There is a din misa on the guy, and the Torah gave it over to the Geil Adam. But maybe it's alpitera yechem lebova. So when he gets excited and wants to kill him, nothing because he ate sahara. The Torah said that he deserves to die, and you should be the one to kill him. So he will get excited and will take revenge. So Haganam Ritzeya, he will kill the Ritzeya. And the Rebbe in Orah 65 says it's similar to din of Kanoim pagan. There's a din like Pinchas did. When someone marries a goya, the din is Kanoim pagan. In certain conditions, you could kill him. A Kanoi, someone is a Kanoi for Eibeshter, is allowed to kill him without a Bezdin. Same thing here. This is a case where this person, even though Bezdin never passed him and he has to die, he could kill somebody. The Sheikh of the Torah said he deserves to die, and if anybody could kill him. Anybody, I mean, not anybody, I mean, the next of kin could kill him. So it's a din in Torah. If I rob them and the Merotzach Geil Adamas and Itzeach, the Sikh Kebel Tzachnifu, so Oretz, which means what he's saying here, that David gave a right that this guy deserves to die. And I'll read it again. Why does he deserve to die? To take off, that the Geil Adam should kill the Tzayach, and you can't take any money, and say, in other words, say, let him run and take money, and instead of going to Arimikel, or other cases here, they shouldn't give chnifa to the land. The earth would not be they should not forgive unless you kill him. Or he's trying to bring from the psukim that the chet is a big chet, and this person there is allowed to die. And it's one of those chiyuv misa that the Torah gave over, not to the Bezdin. In some cases, the Bezdin does, in some cases, the Shemayim does, and here the Geil Adam does. When the Rebbe is Eich Ladas Rambam was Paskin, the Shus Geil Adam Hargei. So therefore, even according to the Rambam, it says you don't have to kill him. It's no mitzvah, but you have the right to kill him. If I'm playing from Geil Adam, you need Mikla in the future to run away from the Geil Adam. The Baldas, the Geil Adam is Anin Al Torah. The fact that he's a Geil Adam and he could take revenge, the Torah says so. Not because just because that's the nature of a person, that's the Yitzhahara that gives you a feeling of revenge. Yecham Lavavi is what the Torah wants. Mele, since this is a Torah thing, this will apply also at the time even the time where there is no jealousy and there is no competition. You're only involved in knowing Hashem. There still could be the Yecham Lavavi, because the Yecham Lavavi, the taking revenge, is not revenge as a nature. That won't be lost in love. But revenge that the Torah says, this is in your hands now. The Torah says, now go ahead and do it. As Machlekes says, do you have to do it or you're allowed to do it? How much is the person chayiv misa? That could be all kinds of different ways of looking at it. But the whole thing that you have to kill a Geil Adam has to kill the person, is a din al pitayra, that this is how it deserves. And therefore, someone that killed someone b'shegeg now, Mashiach comes, they need Orel Mikot for him. Why? Because the Geil Adam could kill him. Why could either there's no revenge then? He'll kill him because the din is that you can kill him, whether it's a mitzvah or it's a shoot. And this answers the shaila why we need Orah Miklos, and even why we need more. More is because we need it because the Gael Adam is able and might have to kill him, and we want to protect him. And if you won't make extra three, you'll have to run far and you'll catch him on the way. So the Abishter Torah wants to protect him. That's what the Torah said, make more. It also should be the will, as durch der Aveda von eurem Miklot, is man as a Beruchnius, through doing the Aveda of eurem Miklot, nowadays, in the Ruchnisike sense, which is limud Torah, learning Torah, because it says in the Gemara, Divre Torah keltiv, words of Torah contain you just like eurem Miklot contains you. So that's the Ruchnisike inyan of eurem Miklot. So when we do that, the Fratenem Zman was gegeben worden. This was Torah is the inyan, the inyan that's eurem Miklot. Then you have eurem Miklot in time. And what is that? The Cheda Shelo. Was Resheteva Shelo is inu liyoda b'samtilo. The Resheteva Sevelo is hinted in the pasuk which talks about the Mikla. Inu liyoda b'samtilo. Hashem will make it happen and make for your Mikla. Lirmes Yaakov Zbora v'chazde ino the Ziman Cheda Shelo. This is going to be a lotion of the Arizal and Psukim, etc. That the fact that this Reshetevas of our Mikla inu liyoda b'samtilo is Elul is to hint us that the Eibush with his kindness makes it happen and gave the time of Chedesh Shelo l'chol mishachot b'teich Hashana. Anybody sin during the year sheyoshev or the tshuva, he should do tshuva. Then yikablu it, David will accept. So by doing this, the ruchnius, so man zeicha sein bekorb to the yarchav Hashem is glucha b'shute. We should be zeicha. Hashem will widen the borders of Eretz Yisrael. Posha kipshutli. In this sein that we safter l'cha 8 orim, 8 shalosh orim, and we'll have 3 more orim miklo. The Yisofas gimel orim miklo to add addition of the 3 orim miklo. Beruchnius there will also be an addition to Torah. Different Torah is Orem Miklot, we said, and then when Mashiach will come, there will be an addition to Orem Miklot. So Beruchnius, it means there will be an addition to Torah. These galus time of Torah, the secrets of the Torah, the reasons of the Torah, that will be galak rashis and shirashirim. That will happen by Osad Love, Dorch Mashiach. The Meir be a Mamish, and should come very soon.